Hey, what's up YouTube? Donovan, the Smartphone Guy, coming back at you with another video, and tonight we're going to take a look at a device that at this point probably doesn't need any introduction, but it's a device that I've been using for roughly around 10 days or so, about a week and a half, and this is the Huawei Mate 9. It is a fantastic device, and it's a device right now that you can pick up brand new at Best Buy, Amazon, places like that for $600. It is a 100% flagship device, but I want to talk about my full review, my full thoughts on this device after roughly about a week and a half of usage. And let me say that for the most part, spoiler alert, this is an absolutely fantastic device. There are a couple small things that I'll talk about throughout the review that maybe are just small dings on the phone, but overall this is very worthy of your purchase. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into, oh, there it is, eBay. So I just wanted to show you that right now you can pick it up. So I think these are actually used here, but you can pick it up for right around $500 or maybe even a little bit less. So you can see here brand new for $500. So on eBay, places like that, Swappa, you can pick it up for even less than $500 on Swappa. So definitely one worth checking out. It's unlocked GSM. So if you're on AT&T, T-Mobile, Cricket, Metro PCS, I'm currently using it on T-Mobile with excellent LTE coverage. And in fact, I'm getting better coverage on this phone, which is an unlocked phone, not even made for T-Mobile, than I am on the LG K20 Plus, which is a phone designed specifically for T-Mobile. So that is definitely a huge plus. And call quality on this phone, which, you know, if you're into that kind of thing, if you care about call quality, is excellent. So let's talk first of all about the build. So this does have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. We have our dual cameras on the back. We'll talk about those in a little bit. If you've ever had excuse me, if you've ever had a Huawei phone before, you know that the fingerprint sensors are the best. I mean, every company basically needs to emulate whatever Huawei is doing with their fingerprint sensors, because not only are they the fastest, but they also have some amazing gestures built in that we'll take a look at in a little bit. So this does have a dual firing speaker. So we have a speaker up here and a speaker down here. We'll take a listen to that in a little bit. We have Type-C, nice metal build, all aluminum build here. And we have a microphone on top. But in terms of the display, we have a 1080p display, so it's not Quad HD like a lot of the newer phones, but it is a 5.9-inch display, and it is absolutely beautiful. In the brightest of lights, you will have no trouble seeing this device. The screen gets very, very bright, and you will have absolutely no trouble. I almost want to say it has some kind of trans-reflective display, because even in the very brightest lights, there is absolutely no problem seeing this. And I haven't really ever experienced that on other devices like I have on this one. So that is a huge thumbs up to Huawei. I'm not sure exactly what kind of panel this phone has, but it is very easy to see in the brightest of lights. So I just want to give a quick comparison. This is a Z Max Pro. It has a 6-inch display, and in terms of the size, very similar, but definitely a little shorter. And then my wife stole my S8 Plus, so I can't compare it to that, but the S8 Plus definitely has obviously a more narrow build, but it's a little bit taller than the Mate 9. So anyways, in terms of build, I give this definitely a thumbs up for sure. There's really nothing that I'd say I dislike. Now, obviously, the bezels could be smaller on the top and the bottom, but overall, excellent build quality to this device. So let's talk next about performance. So performance-wise, you can run any game on this phone with absolutely no issue. Very fast. Jumping from app to app, absolutely no issue. This is a blazing fast processor. It's running the Kirin 960. That is a 2.4 gigahertz processor with 4 gigs of RAM. So going from app to app, like I said, social media, things like that, absolutely no issue. Gaming performance is spot on. You will not have any kind of hiccups in your games. This is a flagship device in terms of processor, 100%. And yeah, I would just say overall, fantastic performance. I've experienced literally zero slowdowns, social media, gaming, things like that, no problems whatsoever. Next thing I want to talk about is the software. And as you can see, some people don't like this when I do this on a review, but I'm going to stick with it. This is the Nova launcher that I have running on it, so I'm not running the stock software. But this is running Android 7.0, so I'll go ahead and jump into our settings here just so I can show you that. And it is running on top of that the EMUI 5.0 skin. I should probably cover that up. And it does also have dual SIM, so something I should probably have mentioned before. But yeah, so EMUI 5.0 and Android 7.0, so Android Nougat. And with that being said, we're going to go back into the settings here real quick. And it is, for the most part, pretty stock Android. There are a few things that I really like that are built into the Mate 9 and other Huawei phones. So the two things I want to mention here, and there are others, but the fingerprint ID I kind of mentioned already, but there are some awesome gestures built in. So my favorite are the slide gestures, particularly that notification panel. I really like the fact that I can pull down the notification panel and raise it back up with just using the fingerprint sensor. Awesome gesture. You can also use that for browsing photos and things like that. And then over here you can see that you can use it for taking a photo, answering a call, and stopping an alarm as well. So that is one gesture I really like built into the phone. Another thing I want to mention here is this App Twin. That is a very helpful addition built into Android that Huawei has built into the phone. And App Twin allows you essentially to have two apps running simultaneously. So you could have Facebook for a personal account and maybe Facebook for a business account without having to log in and out of the app. So it's not one that I've used personally, but it is a very helpful. I have used it on previous phones, just haven't had it set up on this one yet. But those are some software tweaks that I really like. Overall, the software that Huawei has put on with EMUI 5.0 for me is very nice. I really like it. So you can see the shortcut keys that they have built in as well. The Huawei Share is really, I haven't really found a good use for that one yet, but it does have NFC, as you can see, ultra battery saving options as well. But overall, huge thumbs up to Huawei on EMUI 5.0, a massive step up from EMUI 4.1, which felt very iPhone-ish or iPhone-esque, whatever you want to call it. In terms of battery life, we have a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. It is definitely 100% an all-day battery. I would say I'm getting right around 6 to 7 hours of screen on time. For me, in a general day, I'm typically finishing my day with about 30% of battery, which I think is excellent. It does have fast charging built in, and it is Type-C, as you can see. It's not the fastest fast charging, so compared to like an S8, S8 Plus, the LG G6, the fast charging you get with this is not going to be as fast. It takes about 2 full hours to charge up the Mate 9 for me. And maybe that's just because I have basically this is a third-hand phone. I'm the third person to own this device. And yeah, so about 2 hours of charging. So it's not the fastest fast charge, but it's also not slow charging as well. So that would maybe be just a small ding on the device. Next thing I want to talk about is the cameras, and the cameras on this are just fantastic. So let's go ahead, and I just want to show you a couple of the features that I really like about it. So first of all, in good lighting, this takes excellent pictures. So there's a real quick front-facing picture. The front-facing camera, I would say, maybe is also just a small ding. It doesn't take the best low-light pictures. You can see that, you know, it's not the... we still have Christmas back there. It is Christmas, isn't it? But anyways, so in good lighting, excellent pictures, no doubt about it. And I want to show you some of the aperture settings here that we have built in. So if you tap up here for the aperture, so that is the aperture settings, and that's using that dual 20 and 12 megapixel cameras. This is just a fantastic option here. So I can, you know, make it so nothing is blurred out in the picture, or I can go way in and make it so everything gets very blurry in the background and only whatever I want it to focus on is in focus. So notice that flower is now in focus, everything else is kind of blurred out. I can come down here, focus it down here, I can come over here in the picture, and you can do all of this after you've taken the picture, which is just really cool. So that is a huge thumbs up to the cameras. I just love these cameras on the device. So Huawei definitely has done it right with this one. So I'll show you some pictures at the end of this video as well. But for the most part, I just want to say that the rear cameras are excellent. It does also shoot in 4K if you want to do that. And it does have 64 gigs of onboard storage, so you can store some of that 4K video. It takes 20 megapixel pictures as well, so also it's good that it has that 64 gigs of onboard storage, which, by the way, is expandable with an SD card or micro SD card. And then in terms of the front camera, we have an 8 megapixel camera, so that would be another just kind of a slight ding. I kind of already mentioned that as well, but it's not the best in low light, but still not bad either. Some other things to mention. So I already talked about the dual SIM. The speakers, we've already talked about dual front firing speakers, or well, one bottom firing and one that's front firing. So let's go ahead and listen to those real quick. So if I can find my Google Play Music, here it is. And we'll find a song that is a little bit bassy, hopefully. No, out of that one. And we'll go into the thumbs up. I know I have some more bassy songs in here. Got to find one that I know is not copyrighted. So here we go. Take a listen to this real quick. Maybe. Oh, that's why I wasn't playing. Okay, so we got bottom firing and front firing here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it behind my microphone now. Oops. Okay, so in terms of the speakers, they do get quite loud. So obviously with those dual speakers, that's really good. They're definitely lacking in bass. So that if I had a complaint, it's nice that they're dual firing, but definitely lacking in bass. So that would be one thing that maybe is just a small ding on the phone. So far I would say the front firing camera is maybe just a very small ding, and then it's awesome that it has dual speakers, but lacking in bass. So I mean, it's a cell phone, so you probably shouldn't expect a whole lot from the speakers, but there are phones that have excellent speakers. It's nice that they included that, but still maybe throw in a little bit more bass for us, Huawei. That'd be nice. But other than that, fantastic device. You can pick this up right now, multiple places for less than $500, or if you want to buy it brand new, you can get it for $540, $600, if you want to get it from Best Buy. But either way, a fantastic device, one that I can easily recommend. If you have any questions about the device that I maybe missed, or you just want to know more about it, feel free to leave those down in the comment section. I address those as quickly as possible. And with that, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.